Yo, if you're on this video, it's because you want to know why a boxing ring is called a ring. And especially, like, why is it that since a ring is a circle, like look at this ring right here, right? That's a circle. So why is it that boxing rings are called rings when they're square, right? And then especially, why do commentators always say they're getting in the square circle? For what? Like, it's not a, it's clearly a square. It's never a circle. so why is it that we call it a square circle? We're going to get into that right now. So one reason why boxing rings are called rings is that in the past, boxers fought within a roughly drawn circle on the ground. That makes perfect sense. So the ring acted as a boundary of the fight, and the fighters were supposed to keep the fight within the ring. Since boxing was more of a means to settle differences and disagreements and issues and less of a sport, people tended to flock around the fighters in a circle, forming a ring. And that makes sense. Like, think about back when you were in high school, middle school, elementary, when somebody was getting into a fight, right? What did you do? You ran over there, right? And then you basically formed a circle around the fighters. That's exactly what was going on with the early days of boxing. So a ring of people didn't just unofficially define the boundaries of a fight, but on some occasions, it made sure that the fighters didn't run away from the fight before it was done. So the enclosed area where the fighters were actually fought started being known as the ring. There you go, right? And the first squared ring was introduced in 1838, which was basically a 7.3 meter, which is about 24 feet square. All right, so the original ring was about 24 feet. Okay, the squared circle, here's that term again. The squared circle is a term that holds on to the circle of the past and the square of today. Bro, that's fire. Like, when you really think about it. So we're holding on to the past and the present in one term. Yo, that's culture. That's culture. So I mean, just think about that. That's a really nice term when you really think about it. Square circle. So all modern boxing rings remain squared shape, even though they are still called rings, because the word ring was so deeply ingrained in the boxing lingo that it didn't change, despite the fact that rings were no longer circle. So lastly, a standard ring is anywhere between 16 to 22 feet, which is about 4.9 to 6.1 meters on a side between the ropes, within another 2 feet, which is about 0.61 meters outside. And then the platform of the ring is also raised around 3 to 4 feet, which is about 0.91 to 1.22 meters off the ground. So yeah, if y'all really like this type of content, I mean, like, to me, when I was reading up on this, there were so many articles about this, and it just came up with the same stuff. It just came down to a circle on the ground. Some people just draw a little circle, that's it. And then we just held on to it because the culture just, always referred to it as a ring. So we called it square circle. There you go, entering into the ring. So yeah, hopefully you like this content. Hopefully it sort of piqued your interest a little bit more about boxing. Yeah, and with that being said, you just make sure that you hit that like button, hit the subscribe, also hit the notification bell, so that way you can be notified of all the good content that we got this year and beyond. And with that being said, as always, peace, one love, we out here.